Hey, welcome back to Twin Cities Live. The holidays usually include time with family, and that's a wonderful thing. But breaking news, sometimes we don't get along with every single person in our family.
Yeah, some breaking news for some. And that could really lead to some awkward conversations, right? Hopefully not a lot of arguments. So here to help us guide us through those uncomfortable moments is our favorite psychologist, Dr. Ryan with Nystrom and Associates. Hello.
Nice to
It's
see
a
you.
topic that I think every household through Thanksgiving and the holidays, you're always going to have some sort of weird, awkward conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Different dynamics, different groups.
And I think especially if once you have like in-laws and then blended families, there's like all these dynamics that come up. So
Yes.
planning ahead is something that's important, and that includes kind of making some mental notes about who's on the guest list
Yeah.
for every event.
Yeah, I really like that, coping ahead or planning ahead. It's thinking about who's going to be there, who are the people that I know I'm going to chat with easily, feel connected with, and who might be a little more effort or might be kind of more of a challenge.
Okay.
And so coping ahead with the idea of also thinking about common questions people are going to ask you, right? You almost, how are you? What's new? And so if you think about kind of things that you're willing to share or how you might respond authentically but with boundaries, that's really helpful. And you can also think about, what do I want to ask others? What do I feel comfortable with that could lead into a conversation and feels like a fit for me?
Okay.
So basically what you're saying, like, just have a game plan.
Yeah,
It
have
helps
a
to
game
have,
plan.
have
Yeah.
a game plan. Like
Exactly.
go into the situation. I always ask, I'd be like, all right, what's the scouting report? Like, who's going to be there? Who do
Yeah.
I need to know? Like,
good.
What are their
I'm like,
names
I'm like,
again?
yeah, so I'm like, what are the names again? Who's married to who? What? Like,
Yeah.
I need a little bit of a scouting report, and then it kind of helps me formulate a game plan of like, okay, I know I can talk to this guy about this,
Yeah.
and then this person about this other thing.
Well, smart too, especially if there's any sort of like social anxiety where you feel like, oh, I might clam up and just like not say the right thing.
Yeah.
If you have that mental list when someone says, what have you been up to? And you can be like, oh, we went to the Vikings game, we did this. You can kind of launch conversations that way.
Yeah, you're prepared for it. You've
Yeah.
got it right in the forefront of your mind. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So initiating the prepared conversations, you say, is another way to go. And
Yeah.
also kind of like, then you're sort of the one controlling
Yeah.
the narrative.
Yeah,
hey?
you're less likely to have those awkward conversations or those more pointed or possibly controversial questions come up. So if you kind of initiate conversation and that, you're steering it where you want to go. And then also thinking about if it's an extended time together, do you want to have some sort of activities planned? Maybe you bring cribbage or you bring cards, or you have some sort of activity that you're going to do with the kids later, so you can kind of sneak away and have a little more control
Yeah.
over that environment.
Time boundaries is a big thing for me. Like, I like to know in my mind when I'm leaving. Like, I just like to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
you
some
know?
people do,
It
yes.
makes me feel like a lot better. I just feel like, okay, I know like how much time I'm in for. I feel like my body can just like prepare for the amount of energy that I'm gonna like,
Yeah. No, really.
release.
I've got 90 minutes in here. I've got 90 minutes. I can
and
do
that,
this.
And that can absolutely be part of your game plan, right?
Yeah.
Talking with your loved ones or who you go with.
Yeah.
What time are we going to go? So then at 10 minutes to, or even maybe 30 minutes to with a Minnesota goodbye.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got about 30
Well,
minutes.
and then two words, everybody. Separate cars. Separate cars
Oh.
should be totally appropriate and
It is appropriate.
embraced and enjoy. We have done that a lot with babies because it's
Yeah.
like, if Jay wants to stay a little bit later, I gotta get home.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And so that's that kind of initiating that, being able to leave or
Yeah.
being able to say no or get yourselves out of conversations if you need to. And so sometimes it's, oh, gotta get the kids to bed, or you're stuck in a conversation, you're like, oh, it looks like they put the cookies out, and kind of just exiting that
I love your
conversation.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Kid's not feeling very well. Gotta go. Okay. So what happens though when you're actually in the conversation, and everybody has this? Maybe you are that person that you start going down maybe a road that's political or controversial or a hot topic, and you're just like, how do I navigate that?
Yeah. And I think it's giving those real vague political answers. And again, you can practice them. Like, oh, yeah, well, that is important. Or, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Or they bring up Trump or they bring up Biden, and you're like, oh, yeah, it is something, isn't it? And then the skill.
That's a good one.
It is something, isn't it? Right, just work. And then what you do is you ask a question right after. So this is that planning ahead, or when they're in the conversation, oh my goodness, you might say, oh yeah, it really is something, isn't it? How old is your cat now? How is your cat doing? Or did you take that trip to Australia? I heard you were going there. And you just,
So don't be afraid of a hard segue.
oh, absolutely. Like, it's okay if they you want to lovingly knock them off balance
Yeah.
because you've been kind of trying to get off the topic, and just shift it. Absolutely, okay.
Okay, listening to your body and managing stress is something that's also important.
Yeah.
Because if you feel like you're hitting the breaking point. But let's talk about giving yourself permission to do certain things so that you can also kind of manage and cope. What are some of your top tips?
Yeah, and so what you're highlighting is listening to your body. Like you were expressing, Elizabeth, like you get tapped out, you're exhausted, and you've been holding it. So if you check in, then you're more likely to know, when do I need to exit? When do I need to leave that conversation? When do I need to do some self-care? So giving yourself permission to go to the bathroom, giving yourself permission to help out with the dishes, giving yourself permission to take a walk. All of those things can be really helpful. And even that 15 minutes away can ground you and then give you that energy to come back into it.
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't have to spill on myself to excuse myself. Like, oh, look at, whoa, gosh, I spilled on,
It'll
spilled
work.
again.
Hey, there's other options.
I need to go clean up and refill, guys. I'll be
Do
right
you
back.
like for couples to have these conversations ahead of time too? Because I really do think a lot, I mean, and I love my in-laws. I'm not trying to get out of things with my in-laws, but I do think a lot of people navigating that is difficult.
Yeah.
Because some people's families are difficult, you know, or like you're new to that family and you're like, this isn't my vibe.
Yeah, and setting up those expectations and having that understanding of what is my partner going to need, what do I need, and what is everybody going to need going in. Yeah, having those conversations beforehand, so that way that person, when you give that little cue or make a comment, they're like, oh, yeah, we've talked about that. That makes sense. I know what they're talking
This is
about.
all better than drinking like 2 extra glasses of wine. These are better,
Yeah,
more productive
yeah.
tips.
And I do love the part where you're planning. I don't like the awkward conversation when you talk to your buddy and you're like, hey, how are things going? And most people are like, I'm good, like no big deal. Like, come with something, right?
Yeah.
That just kind of cuts the ice. So.
And it just
Dr.
helps.
Ryan.
Yeah.
We love seeing you. Happy
my pleasure.
holidays.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
you.
Nystrom and Associates provides care in the fields of family therapy, psychiatry, psychology, and more. They have 20 locations in the Twin Cities.
That's right. They work with couples, families, and individuals of all ages.
And
if
TV
you're-
hosts.
And TV hosts and producers. If you're struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, or addiction, please reach out to them today. More after the break.